What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. I want to give a huge shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization, not just because they helped me create Yu-Gi-Oh! YouTube's best, highly edited, amazing content by simply scrolling down and reading their page, dripping with sarcasm there, boys, but I seriously want to thank them because even when they think they might have something a little wrong, they make sure to go and tell you before anything. Various monsters from the Arc V or 5 manga are confirmed to be getting printed. Keep in mind, due to the quality of these pictures, effects cannot be guaranteed, and anyone arguing or debating them on the merits of playtesting or such would be rather the fool until much higher scans become available. So basically they're saying, look, these cards are gonna exist. We're sure they're going to exist. We're sure they're going to be in our Premium Pack 19. So likely for the US, we'll either see these or not see these in Battles of Legend. If we get Battles of Legend again this year, which is an amazing selling set, so I don't see why we wouldn't. And it's cool to see some nostalgia gripping stuff up here. And they just tend to hit that nail with the hammer. They tend to tell us exactly what it is, and I'm sure a lot of this is actually right, because whenever they've given this warning, they're pretty spot on. But maybe there's like a once per turn missing, maybe some kind of interaction missing, so don't take these as truth. Don't go do any buyouts or anything, but I want to go through these and see what they might be. Mighty Flame Swordsman is a Link 2 Fire Warrior Link effect monster with an attack of 1500. Its links are bottom right and bottom left. Materials are two monsters with different names, so this guy can be made with pretty much anything, if that's correct. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. All warrior monsters on the field gain 300 attack, so that includes himself. He's starting out at 1800 unless negated somehow. If this link summon card is destroyed by battle or your opponent's card effect, target one warrior monster in your graveyard, except a link monster, and special summon that monster, but banish it if it leaves the field. Okay, this is interesting. I really like this restriction. It's like, yo, except a link monster. You can't go back upwards. You can't transition back. They put a really cool balance here. It's a legacy card, so yeah, I wish it was more broken. I wish that, you know, it wasn't just by battle or opponent's card effect, maybe your own card effect, but they tend to do that to legacy support, kind of stuff it down a little like the Summon Skull archetype. We don't want anything to maybe top a regional like Buster Bladers, but this being pretty generic, two monsters with different names, having a downward diagonal arrow, that's quite interesting. So a lot of people fear the extra link of 3 monsters in the future. This could facilitate that, mayhaps. We've got a Speedroid. Gen X, eat your heart out. We've got a level 2 Wind Machine Pendulum effect monster, and this is Speedroid Marble Machine. Attack 200, defense 100, pendulum scale 1, pendulum effect. Once per turn, when a defense position monster you control is targeted for an attack, change that monster's battle position, and during this turn that monster cannot be destroyed by battle. So basically, since it can't guarantee that it would be hitting a link, it changes your own monster and then makes it unable to be killed by battle. Just during that turn though, not a permanent effect. I can't imagine a card that grants permanent battle immunity. You can only use the monster effect of this card once per turn. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one Speedroid monster from your deck, I'm guessing to your hand, but you cannot special summon monsters the rest of the turn except when monsters. Speedroids don't give a crap about that. We're summoning Crystal Wing, boys. Blade, Great Fly, Crystal Wing, we're going in. So this is actually just insane. You normal summon this, it's a 2. You can add a Speedroid monster, and it's also a pendulum scale. Wow, this Marble Machine really does it all. This is an interesting card, but only when it's normal. That's a big note. So it's a starter. It's not really an extender. It's a level 2. You Speedroid duelists, let me know how you feel about this down in the comment section below. I feel like another starter is always good for the deck. Ooh, a Kuriboh. Performapal. What? Performapal Kuriboh? Alright, Kuriboh. Is that really? Kuriboh. Really? Really, Konami? Kuriboh! Performapal Kuriboh! Alright, level 1 Dark Fiend effect monster. Just imagine having to say that when you summon. So you use Kuriboh's effect? Okay, maybe I'm just crazy. Level 1 Dark Fiend effect monster, attack 300, defense 200. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, special summon this card from your hand. Then change the target of your opponent's monster to this card and proceed to damage calc. If you would take damage from the battle, you gain life points instead. So you don't take the battle damage at all. That's never calculated. You just go whoop. So it forces the attack to still go to it. It's not like it resets where they get to choose an attack again. That's an interesting card. The Kuribohs that do this kind of stuff are always interesting. And let me know how this might terrify Duel Links, because I have a feeling we'll see that head on up over there eventually. But man, that's actually almost interesting for meta play. Like, it's still a minus. Life point gain's not that important. Level 1 Dark. Yeah, I don't see this getting meta play over something like Minko, although that's lost out to Lynx, but this is cute. This is one interesting card. One cool boy. Alright, we got, oh man, this is a lot of freaking text. This is Starving Venomy Lethal Dose Dragon. Okay, a level 8 Dark Dragon Fusion Pendulum effect monster. I'm sure this is the one they had a harder time reading, looking at it. 2800, defense 2000, materials 3 Dark Pendulum monsters, specifically. A Pendulum Scale 1, and its Pendulum Scale effect, I'm guessing it ends up in the Pendulum Scale as a Fusion Pendulum. Once per turn, you can place 1 Venomy counter on each face-up monster your opponent controls. 2. Monsters on the field lose 300 attack for each Venomy counter on the field except Dark Dragon monsters. Monster effect, so this is when you initially summon it. Each time a card or cards is sent from the field to the graveyard, place a Venomy counter on this card for each. Monsters on the field lose 300 attack for each Venomy counter on the field except Dark Dragon monsters. Once returned during your main phase, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls until the end of the turn. Okay. Just boom. But only during your main phase. Okay, so like you summon it, you start to do that and they can respawn. That's not actually, as weird as this sounds, this isn't that insane, but it does turn off like all the protection from Cerberus because it's not like activated effects, it negates all effects. If this card in a monster zone is destroyed by battle or card effect, place it in a Pendulum Scale. Yeah, that was obviously coming somehow. So that's interesting. It basically comes out and your build-a-board workshop better stop it or you turn off everything it does. That's a cute little thing, but it takes specifically 3 Dark Pendulum monsters. Dark Pepe, your time is returning. I see. Number XX. Okay, yeah, that's a little edgy. Number XX. I guess you can do 3 of those. Infinity Dark Hope. Infinity tends to be insane. Oh, it's a rank 10. Dark Warrior. Xyz effect monster. Attack 4000, defense 4000. Materials 3 or more level 10 monsters. So maybe more rank 10 train support. You can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. If a monster is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can detach 1 Xyz material. Then target that monster. Special summon the monster to your field in defense position. So anything this runs over, it's slurping. But you have to detach. You can target a face-up special summon monster you control, except this card. Gain life points equal to that monster's original attack. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to slurp it to my life points too. Okay. I see. Interesting. I mean, you could link summon before you summon a train, hypothetically, if you could get those kinds of resources, and also gain life points early. This actually has merits to it. Like, trains, sometimes you get cleared, you get heavy hits to you after they've cleared your train, like Utopia the Lightning. Let's see you come back in 2019. But realistically, this does make an already hard to kill heavy bodies after they're cleared even better by saying, well, hey, guess what? We're getting real big. It says accept this card, so if you somehow add 2 of them, or another rank 10 train, super door, you're gaining a lot of life points. This is an interesting tool, but it's a lot of commitment to just do that. To have a, basically Goyo, in a sense. It's a Goyo for 3 rank 10 monsters. Let me know, you rank 10 train players, with all that new support, will you be considering him in your extra deck as a tool, or is there just not enough room? You know, do we have enough rank 10s at this point, or is he a one-of for you? Interesting new cards, legacy support. Remember, everything is unconfirmed, but they tend to do really well with this. I think the one they probably really struggled with is this one. This has quite a bit of text too. You know what? Just take everything with a grain and pinch of salt here. And again, shout outs to Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization for being transparent, for not being like, all right, we got this, man. They definitely are this just awesome force in the community that helps us get our news out, helps tell us what things are. And when they're not confident in their own steps, they're going to let us know. And I think that's really awesome from an organization. There's not a lot of, you know, even tubers or people in general that like, oh, did you hear about this new Speedroid? And they just go off about it, telling somebody else, and then they're not going to tell, oh, it might not do that. I think it's really awesome that even if they're a little unsure, everything's unconfirmed. Good job, Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization. Respect.